Dear audience, now that we have covered the history of the pointillism, I'm going to show you step by step how you can make your own cockatoo parrot with pointillism. And for reference, I am doing that same process right in front of your eyes. To begin with, sketch the basic outline of the parrot on your canvas or your sketchbook. Then start adding dots of color to the feathers using Staedtler Luna fiber tip markers. This is very important. I'm using.
Welcome back to another Twilight Zone video about arts. Today we are going to discuss pointillism, which is the drawing we make from dots. Just from dots, we create a mesmerizing effect, and we use the primary colors side to side. If, for example, I put yellow and I mix it with blue, you get green. But over here we don't mix colors. We just put them side to side and away from away. That gives us our retina and our eye such an impression that it's green. We are going to discuss amazing artists, for example, like Georges Seurat and other artists who created pointillism, and we are going to dive deep into the pointillism pop culture and what is this art technique that famous artists use to make their work look amazing and mesmerizing. So let's get started, dear audience.
So, dear audience, let's dive straight into the history of pointillism. The inventor of pointillism, Georges Seurat, is an artist from Paris. He was born in Paris and he had an older sister and an older brother. He studied at a school there and finished his schooling in November 1879 and did a year of military service. Now we come to his important paintings. One of his important paintings, which he drew with crayon, was models and made into small oil sketches at the riverside to get idea of how light would affect his subjects. Next, we come to the creation of pointillism. George Seurat created this whole new painting technique. He used the science of optics. He realized that tiny dots could create a pure color when painted close together, and human eye would blend these dots to create a solid color. For example, if you look at this image, it you can say cohesively blends together when you look at it from a distance. Pixels, TVs, laptops work in the same way as pointillism does. He introduced harmony in his painting so that it would blend together like musicians use melody. His first pointillism painting was a masterpiece. It was labeled the Sunday afternoon on the island of La Grande. It took 2 years to paint and was completed in 1886. Now, if you observe closely at this painting, you'll see that he has used small dots and put them side to side. Let's look at some of his masterpieces in detail. Now, here you can observe that he has used almost the same technique to create very different textures and hues of colors. By blending the primary colors and the secondary colors, he is able to create tertiary colors. Or even just by blending primary colors, he is able to create secondary colors. He died at 29 March in 1891, and he is thought to be dead from pneumonia, and his son died 2 weeks later. His final painting, The Circus, was left unfinished, but his legacy continues on today, known as Pointillism. Now, dear audience, let me cover what is neo-impressionism. Seurat's style of Pointillism was a part of neo-impressionist movement. This style of painting sought to capture the effects of light and color in a more scientific and precise manner. The neo-impressionists believed that pure colors placed side to side would create a more luminous and intense effect than traditional mixing on a palette. Many artists were drawn to this new approach, and pointillism became one of the most popular techniques of the neo impressionist movement. One of the Seurat's follower, Paul Signac, became known for his technique of usage of pointillism and his emphasis on the scientific aspects of our color theory today. Vincent van Gogh was influenced by the movement also, but he developed his own distinctive style using shorter strokes and thicker brush strokes. Dear audience, now that we have covered the history of the pointillism, I'm going to show you step by step how you can make your own cockatoo parrot with pointillism. And for reference, I am doing that same process right in front of your eyes. To begin with, sketch the basic outline of the parrot on your canvas or your sketchbook. Then start adding dots of color to the feathers using Staedtler Luna fiber tip markers. This is very important. I'm using Staedtler Luna fiber tip markers. They are not sponsored, but I highly recommend them. And this is because that they have a lot of key features. Now you have to vary the size and spacing of the dots to create texture and depth in your masterpiece. As you work on your parrot, continue adding dots of color to create dimensionality, layering the colors to achieve a more realistic look. Use darker shades of colors, or you can say experience, or try to you can say match up different hues of colors. Find what works best for you, because art should not be perfect, it should be your own representation of what you are. Perfection is achieved by technology, cameras. Art is not meant for that. Art is a representation of who you are and who you want to be. So you have to achieve a more realistic look. Use highlights to the feathers. Once the feathers are complete, add precise dots, colors, and the parrot's eyes, the beak. And now, when we are done with the parrot, you have to add just some final touches in the background, and there you go. Dear audience, while the work of Georges Seurat, pointillism was revolutionary, many artists have put their own spin on the technique. Paul Signac, for example, used pointillism to create highly detailed landscape, while Vincent van Gogh used short, thick brush strokes to create a similar effect. Dear audience, here comes the conclusion. So, I hope you enjoyed learning about this technique of pointillism and how to draw a cockatoo parrot using it. As always, let me know in the comments if you try this and technique and how it turned out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
super, nothing else.